Hello, everybody. Welcome to Amplified Voices. We are finally here. We've been waiting. You've been waiting. We're finally here. My name is Rafa, and I'm your host. And of course, I'm not doing this alone. I've got someone with the sweetest voice on all the podcasts that you've listened to. You're not going to be seeing her, but she will come through as the voice. The voice. How are you?
Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today?
We are fine. We're happy. You're happy, I suppose.
Yes, of course. I'm really happy and excited to be here.
We're excited to be here. Like we have been waiting for ages to be here, and finally it happened.
Of course. We're kind of really looking forward to these interactive sessions with you guys and
Yeah,
kind of seeing how you all doing in the comment section.
everywhere.
Please feel free to suggest any topics, any burning
Oh yeah,
topics that you want us to discuss and talk about.
because that's the theme. That's the goal of the podcast. We're amplified voices. We're amplifying voices. We are amplifying your voice, and we've got themes on this podcast. The voice, which are dreams,
Success,
success, inversed, goals,
inspire.
and also inspire. We have to inspire someone. You have to inspire someone. If you have something that will help us share and also give someone hope or inspiration, is the place.
To talk about our dreams, to talk about the future, to talk about what are we kind of looking forward to
Yes,
as the young people, as the old people, everyone, because it's an all
it's all
inclusive.
encompassing. It's all encompassing. To start off, let's start with the check-in. You taught me about the check-in.
Of course,
You
yes.
said it's when we liken our mood to an object or to the atmosphere.
So you're kind of just exploring how someone is feeling in terms of their emotions, in terms of
Yes.
what they're doing,
Wow.
and kind of comparing it to something else. So making it more creative and innovative,
Mm-hmm.
other than just saying when you ask someone, how are you doing? Or kind of
I'm
say,
fine.
I'm fine. But I think if we kind of compare it to something else, it becomes easier for someone to describe how they're doing in that specific
Especially in
day.
this time, in this period of COVID-19, where everything is uncertain, we really need these check-ins so that you liken your mood and you feel good all the time. So today we are going to liken ourselves to the weather. So if you are the weather, the voice, uh, describe yourself.
If I'm the weather, I would kind of say very sunny,
Well, sunny.
um, clear blue sky,
Yes.
warm,
Wow.
the right weather for the beach. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So you
that's
can
good
get
weather.
ready to
So
wear your
why
bikinis
would
and
you
your
feel like that?
shorts for the beach. I think the reason why I'm kind of feeling like that is because it's
Yeah.
been a productive week and
Yes.
things have been getting on well and we're kind of establishing our goals. And
Yeah.
I think the main thing that's been for us is we're here with the podcast and
That's
kind of
nice.
looking forward to starting this, getting on this journey, having people talking and having interactive sessions. So it's
Yes.
kind of been something really looking forward because I'm kind of warm and excited about the future.
Oh wow. So let's move on to the next segment. I'm not going to describe myself. I'm the host.
No.
I'm immune to that.
Everyone is supposed to be
Am I not?
doing it. We're even encouraging people in the comment section to
Yeah,
talk about
everyone.
how would they be feeling. So that does not
Yes.
leave you. That includes you, the
It's a mind
host.
check. So I would just do my mind check. So likening myself to the my mood to the weather,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a shower day.
Okay.
Um, not that bad, not thunderstorms.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit of rainfall.
Okay.
Because I think as a run up to this podcast, I didn't really expect it would work. Yeah, I had expectations.
Really?
Yeah, but not like we're going to start today and
Mm-hmm.
everything else. But since it's not there are no thunderstorms, everything's gonna be fine. I can see the rainbow, so I'll link my day with your sunny day to when rain meets the sun, but
There's been some hope.
there's some hope. Yeah, there's some hope. There's a rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see a rainbow at the end of it all. So yeah,
Ah, that's really
I'm
good.
happy. I'm thrilled. Okay, as part of our themes, dreams. This is an
Yes,
interesting one because
dreams,
everyone has got
dreams.
dreams. Everyone
Mm-hmm.
has got dreams. What's your dream? Like top two dream destinations.
Why are we having to call them top 2 dreams because I've got loads of places
everyone has
that I
got
would
loads,
want to
a lot
go
of countries
to.
in this world. Yeah.
I think on my top 2 list, I would put Bahamas
Oh
and
wow, Bahamas is nice.
Maldives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a nice one.
Are you
And
not gonna ask me why?
no, top 2. You've said Bahamas only.
I said Bahamas and Maldives.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
Where is your mind?
Wow.
Are you
Okay.
thinking about your girlfriend or something?
No, I'm thinking about my wife actually.
Okay. Okay, let's do the podcast and put your wife aside. We can
Wives
think about
aside,
your wife.
wives
We can
aside,
talk about
wives
your wife
aside.
some other day.
Some other day.
Okay.
So, why did you pick Bahamas and Maldives?
I think the sound of just lovely water, still water, swimming, taking off.
Can you swim?
Of course, yeah, I'm a very good swimmer.
That's what everyone says.
I'm actually a
Till
very
you,
good swimmer.
you take them to to a water body and you're like, let's swim. Then they just dip themselves in the water
Well,
or swim in the baby pool.
that's still
I can swim. I won't lie.
really
Yeah.
okay.
I'm the baby pool type of guy.
But well, still, as long as you put yourself in water,
I
it's
like
still
to wear
fine.
swim shorts,
Yeah, because water is going.
but then I also like I like to wear swim shorts.
Mhm.
Then I like to play in the baby's pool.
Okay, you can go in the jacuzzi. There's nothing wrong with that. So, and then let us who can swim. So I would love those places. Something chilled, something that would be like proper holiday.
Yeah.
And just kind of seeing new places because I've never been to Bahamas and Maldives myself. So it's
Okay.
kind of something that I
So
would
you love
look for.
traveling at the end of the day.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I do love traveling and kind of going to new places, seeing
Oh, wow.
something new and kind of looking at those places, maybe historical sites, getting to meet people,
Yes.
new people,
Yes,
new
yes.
language, what are their values, what is their culture like.
Oh wow, learning.
So yeah, I like learning from other people in terms of diversity and equality. So yeah, and
Oh,
kind of
that's
see how they
nice.
kind of jolling and what
makes
can I
me-
learn 1 or 2 things from their culture.
That makes me not want to see what I was going to say because you kind of bring everything. You're like lively. You talk about traveling. You talk about meeting new people.
Exactly,
For
exploring.
me, I'll just learn to be like in Africa, Serengeti.
Okay.
I've heard about Serengeti.
Mhm.
I think I would love to spend my days, like 1 week in Serengeti with animals, up close with animals, lions,
That would be interesting.
elephants. Yeah, that's me. That's me. And also go to Zimbabwe just to see the Victoria Falls. The majestic Victoria Falls is also
yeah,
nice.
okay.
Yeah, so that would be me. So those are my top destinations. My top destination, Africa. Just to travel around Africa, all the countries, 52.
You're
if I'm not
cheating
mistaken.
now. We said only 2, but you're talking about Africa and all the countries in Africa. Okay.
My
We'll
two
let
is-
you go
my
on that
two
one.
is 2 in 1, Africa.
Okay, we'll let you go on that one because you
Yes.
cheated. You said only 2.
Okay, let's say Vic Falls and Serengeti in Kenya.
Okay, that's fine then. I
Oh,
think that
wow.
makes the deal a bit fair. Than
Yeah.
just saying all around Africa, it means
All
you're
around
kind
Africa.
of
That's
cheating.
52. That's 52 in 1.
Exactly.
Okay. There's a topic that I really wanted to talk about. This topic is quite funny and, it's quite saddening. The statistics, if you hear about what's happening around the world,
Okay.
we kind of wonder, like, what's going to be the end of everything, mental health, substance misuse,
Okay.
mental health issues leading to substance misuse, I think,
Okay.
to phrase it like that. What do you really understand about substance misuse?
I think for me personally, substance misuse on just a general level, we are talking
Yeah.
about the use of alcohol, illegal drugs, or
Mhm.
even on the over the counter prescription in a way that's not meant to be used. And this could be kind of harmful to the person who's using it and the people that is kind of around them. So that's what I understand by substance
Because
misuse.
for me,
Yeah.
if I hear the word substance misuse, the words substance misuse, I'll be like thinking, okay, it's the use of drugs. So it could be drugs, alcohol,
Yeah.
even over-the-counter prescribed medicines,
I think
but
other people
using it in unhealthy ways.
Yeah, and other people might be more familiar with the words like substance abuse,
Yes.
dependence, or
Yeah.
addiction.
Mhm.
Also, I think that's what kind of summarize what we're talking about when we're talking about substance misuse. And it also depends in terms of type. Some people are more like regular ones, or some are like
Yeah.
occasionally, but and it depends. It can be mild, moderate, and then in many cases where we kind of really
Yes.
get worried, it tends
Yeah.
to be so severe that it will kind of
Create a
dismantle and
dependency.
yeah.
You'll be dependent on the drug. You would not want to, like um time apart or time away from the drug. That's what misusing is, isn't it?
Yeah, and I
From what
think kind of
you're
yeah, I
saying.
think kind of moving into it and kind of going deeper into it. So when we're
Yeah.
saying alcohol misuse, we're kind of saying excessive and harmful
Yes.
drinking. So we're talking
Yeah.
about alcohol dependence. So and it kind of brings in a lot of problems, like what you said. It could be kind of related to mental health. So we could be saying
Mm-hmm.
depression because of like excessive alcohol misuse. We're talking about
Yeah.
physical illness, and it could include accidents as well when someone is dependent on alcohol and they kind of crave for it and they continue to drink it.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad, actually. Like, there was a website that I was just going through, and I could pick some of the statistics, related to substance misuse. These statistics are quite shocking. I was quite, it's overwhelming. What
Yeah.
this is doing. Like they're saying, um, drug uses is directly or indirectly responsible for about 11.8 million deaths
That's a
around the
very
world,
long
and
number.
also like over 350,000
Mm.
people die from overdoses.
Yeah.
It could be from alcohol, illicit drug,
So
overdose.
that could even include accidents as well, like people driving on the influence of drugs or alcohol as well. Because obviously, maybe if they're talking about about accidents, are we including that in those?
Yeah, this is
Mhm.
overdose.
Okay.
This is overdose, like when you excessive
Oh.
use. Yeah, 350,000. And there are also accidents. We can include accidents, drink and driving accidents, and everything. But mainly, what I'm interested in talking about is like substance misuse, crystal meth, people overusing codeine substances, um, bronchoclear.
Yeah, I think there's so many substances that could be misused. We're
Yes.
talking about obviously like the ones you've also mentioned. We're obviously talking about the general one. It could be beer, it could be wine, it could be
Yeah.
spirits. We're also talking about cigarettes, cigars. I don't know if you agree with
Yeah,
me.
I know cigars.
We could
Yeah,
talking about
Cuban cigars.
marijuana. We're talking about spice. There's a lot of them, and I think there's cocaine as well. So like countries
Yeah.
like England and Wales, the most common one that's kind of abused is cannabis.
Cannabis. That's
And
weed.
there's the other one that's called ecstasy. Do you
Yeah, I
know
know
about
ecstasy.
it?
Yeah, I know
And
ecstasy.
also
Mainly when you
cocaine as well.
ecstasy mainly is taken when you go out for dances, yeah, clubbing. That's the one. It's in a pill format, isn't it? So you take the pill, then you just drink alcohol, enjoy yourself, like you know.
And actually people also use the over counter medicines, like even coffee medicines.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
coffee.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, and I think
wow.
I'm not sure which country. I'm not really sure which country actually does not allow people to. I don't know. I can't really remember. I'm not gonna say the facts, but in terms
Okay.
of coffee medicine, there was a country that was actually popular in terms of people abusing the coffee medicines to
Oh
actually make
wow.
themselves drunk. So it could be. So that's what we're kind of giving. So I don't want to focus only on terms of cocaine and the
Yeah.
other ones. We're also focusing on coffee medicines. And I think we're going to kind of touch as well in terms of what makes people to abuse alcohol, what makes people to abuse drugs, what
Yeah.
makes people to like kind of abuse the over counter medication.
Medicines like
Yeah.
that. So obviously, mental health,
Okay.
mental health problems,
Mm-hmm.
like we're in the COVID-19
Yeah.
situation, like pandemic era, where everything seems uncertain and people are thinking, are we going back to our jobs?
Yeah.
Are we going to
Yeah, the
be working?
uncertainty.
Yeah, the uncertainty that it has brought. The unemployment figures,
They're
they're also
rising.
increasing. Yeah,
And with
they're
the
rising like
lockdowns
that.
as well, with no
The
one knowing
lockdowns
when
are
it's
making everything
ending.
worse. Yes. So for me, I think that is the main like drive that's affecting people, like that's leading people into substance misuse for me. Well, what do you really think?
I personally think I agree with what you have
Yeah.
said as well. I also think people are running to that because they do have feelings of hopelessness, of
Yeah.
not knowing where they're going with their life
What
and
tomorrow
who
is
to
gonna be
run
like.
to, who can they talk to, where can they get support. And I think like what you have linked to COVID, there's been lots of bereavement, and there's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
loss of jobs, loss of parents, loss of children.
Mm-hmm.
People have lost people, and not knowing what's going to happen is kind of causing that. And I think also already people, when they've got issues, they're kind of saying, okay, how can I make things better for myself? And when they're in depression as well, they're kind of turning to the drug to say, okay, maybe this could help me to feel better. So it's more like an escape for that person who's kind of using those drugs to see,
Yeah.
to create an unreal world,
And real world.
where
Mm-hmm.
they feel things are gonna be better. But instead of making the situation better, it's only a temporary thing, because what the substance is doing is causing a reliance on the
Yeah.
person. And when it has made a reliance on the person, it becomes severe, and it kind of
Yes.
damages the person who's using
Yes.
the drug.
Yeah. I was also looking at depression. People undermine depression. They say, even if you're asked, how do you feel? I feel depressed. Like, and someone will be like, why are you depressed? Just here. Depression is quite severe in some cases, and it's quite a serious condition. It's not that something that people can undermine, because depression also leads to substance misuse as well, because you'll be feeling like nothing is moving, you're not going anywhere, your life is not going anywhere, you're not going to work, you've got a family to feed, you're not employed, you're a graduate. A lot of a lot of expectations come with graduating from college. I still remember when I graduated, my parents thought I was the answer to everything. I was
Okay.
the answer to bring them out of
I think you're
poverty.
talking about people having high expectations.
High
You do have your
expectations.
expectations, but other
Yes.
people have got, like, as a family or as a society, they do have
Yes.
high expectations on you. So
Black
sometimes,
tax.
yeah,
Black tax also increases. Like, once you graduate, black tax increases. Like, everyone expects you to send more money to them. Everyone expects you to do anything. Now there comes a situation now where you graduated, expectations are high, and you can't find a
and
job.
you can't even help yourself. You need to go back to the same
Yes.
people to kind of find out. So I think
Yo.
it makes us go back to your figures on what you were
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you want to give another figure that you've got in terms of what are the statistics
Yes.
saying in
It's
terms of
quite a lot.
substance misuse?
Let me
And
look.
kind of helps us to kind of explain and kind of explore what we're actually talking about.
Like, it also goes on to say 1.5% of global disease burden results from alcohol and illicit drug addictions. And in some countries, it's over 5%. Now, when we talk about some countries, I've made to think of Zimbabwe. I was reading that figures are like 90% of the population is not employed, is unemployed, they're into employed jobs,
Informal economy.
informal trades. Yeah, that's 90%. And the drug or alcohol, or let's just say substance misuse in the country is rising
And I think
each
from
day.
what you're saying, it's kind of interesting, because I also know in some countries,
Yeah,
remittances is actually one of the way that people are earning a living. Although
and
they are
earning a
doing
living.
some
Yeah,
informal economy, but remittances have actually been one of the way that they help in terms of
in most African
feeding,
countries, isn't
yeah,
it?
in terms of feeding their own livelihoods. So I
Yes.
also feel that in terms of having COVID now, it has had an impact on people
Yeah.
that are in other countries that are supporting their families. So imagine if someone has been out of their job, they can't provide, or they're kind of trying to focus on their immediate family, they can't provide those remittances to the other places. So it kind of have an impact as well.
Yes. Yes. Imagine, like, you're expecting your relative in the first world to be sending you money for your daily livelihoods, and they're not working as well in the diaspora. and you are not working when you're awake and you're waiting for that for those remittances.
Yeah, that's going to be really
Yeah,
have a negative impact.
psychological
Yeah, and I
impact
think,
and also economical
and we're
impact.
also talking, when we're kind of talking about substance misuse, we do not need to forget that there's young people, there's an increase in young
Yeah,
people
yeah,
and youth
yeah.
as well, even children as young as 14,
14,
11,
14,
12, who are
14.
kind
Yeah.
of building onto using substance as well. So obviously, kind of looking into research, what research actually says is sometimes poor behavior at school can increase a child's a risk of substance misuse. It could be
Well,
academic failure. It
oh yeah,
could be
yeah.
if they've seen a parent or someone who's a significant carer in their life abusing substance as well. It can kind of help impact,
Impact.
have an
It has got
impact.
a negative
Exactly.
impact on.
And having peers who misuse substance as well. It becomes something that's normalized. It's normalized behavior,
Yes.
social learned behavior. You kind of think that's the right thing to do things, and you kind of seeing that way, and you think, okay, that's the way of addressing issues. Because bearing in mind, young people are very innocent. Young people, they learn by doing, they learn by seeing. So remember,
Yes.
their minds are so innocent, they're so
So
fresh, and
innocent.
they think, okay, I think this is the right way of doing. Remember, their mind is not yet mature, and they're at a stage where they want to experiment things.
And imagine with these persistent lockdowns, the educational sector has been the most affected as
Because they've
well.
been home, isn't it, most of the
They've been
time,
home
and
for
bored
quite a
as
while.
well.
They're bored.
Their mind's not active.
The mind is
They're
not
not
active. You're
meeting their
not doing anything. No
friends.
school, no homework. So you end up finding activities to do. So you want to distract yourself from the normal routine and thereby going into drugs. Here, like I was giving an example of Zimbabwe, a lot of 14-year-olds who are now trying, these substances
Is it the
because there's
one
a
that's called
substance
meth as well?
people are abusing crystal meth to those like you to a huge extent. And there's another substance that I got to learn of called kambwa, and kambwa means dog. So what they do is it's a it's a sachet of a spirit.
So is it like liquid or powder?
It's
Okay.
liquid. So it's in a sachet, it's in a plastic container. It contains 40% alcohol
That's a
per 100
lot.
milliliters. That's a lot. So once you drink it, you kind of lose your mind. You just drown in your, like, I don't know, in your imaginary
Yeah.
world. You're not
Where
thinking about
things become
life. You
better.
forget about your life problems. You forget about everything. The world becomes standstill. That's what, it's not like I was drinking it. It's what I've learned, like the people that I've spoken to. And also, there's misuse of brown clear, the cough
Okay,
syrup.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
it's
and I
quite
think it
sad.
goes back.
The
Mhm.
damages that it causes to your body, that's what people are undermining. Do you know, like when I was reading those statistics, I couldn't find it just now, but I read that, yeah, it's here. More than half of those who die from alcohol and drug overdoses are younger than 50. And that's half of 11.8
Yeah, because I
million
think
are
that's
younger
mainly
than
the
50.
productive ones, isn't it? Sometimes they're trying to get
It
to be
is.
experimental. They're having a lot of issues. There's a lot of transition. I think, like what we said in terms of what could be the causes of substance misuse, we're
Yeah,
talking about a job loss. We're talking about divorces. We're talking about
exactly.
problems at work or problems at school, or so that's the generation
Depression.
where kind of they're
Yeah.
experiencing that transition. There's moves, there's changes, there's a lot of things that are
Yeah.
happening that could be hard to have an impact. You've got a family that needs to be fed, and you're kind of struggling on how you kind of
It's
keep up
sad.
with things. And I think moving forward, and I think we've kind of explored a lot of things in terms of the
We
definition,
have.
in
We
terms
have.
of what are the statistics looking like. But I think the main thing that's important is to kind of see how do we as a society support each other moving forward, and kind of raising that
Yeah.
awareness and kind of supporting
Yeah.
people that could be in that situation.
That's where I tend to call, on civic society organizations. That's where you are needed. That's where you're like the governments cannot fight this alone. Of course, I read like in some governments they've tried to cut on the ages where people are allowed to buy alcohol to up to 25 years of
Okay.
age. So you can't buy alcohol if you're below 25. It helps because you want to cut the younger
From
generation from
accessing
consuming
alcohol, yeah.
alcohol at a younger age. But I know governments cannot do this alone. There's need for civil society organized churches and everyone to just join their
And
hands
kind
and
of
fight this
help
cause.
as well to kind of address. And I think it starts by having awareness, kind of talking
Yes.
about it, admitting that it is the
Yeah.
problem, and how do we
It is a
support
problem,
each
yeah.
other as individuals, as families, as communities, at a
Oh, wow.
national level, at a global level. How do we make people aware? Not that every time when we see someone abusing alcohol, or not saying, okay, I
Yeah.
think they're just doing it for recreational.
It's just doing
We
for
need to
fun, yeah, yeah.
understand what's going on for them. How can we link up
Yes.
the support, and how can we link them for help? And I think sometimes it can be really hard sometimes when someone is in a situation like that, because remember they
is.
are more dependent on the substance, or sometimes they
Yes.
might not admit themselves that they are in situations.
In a situation. So you need to admit that you are in a situation and you need help. That's what you need to do if you are in that situation. You also need to admit.
And I think
Wow,
depending on what
that's
area you could be, obviously some countries would have a local GP, like general practitioner, local doctors. There is local
engage with
support,
the
like obviously
GP,
I've said, is it what? Civic
civil
society
society
organizations,
organizations. Yeah.
non-governmental organizations, local
Yes.
charities that could be helping. There's some youth workers, talking therapies. You could reach out to counseling, psychiatrists, depending on where you are.
And because of that, that's why we're moving. Amplified Voices is also moving to forming a civil society organization specifically to fight mental health, problems, and also drug and substance misuse. And you are partnering with the doctors
And that
across
would
the
be really
world.
good, because I think
That would be
we
very
all
good.
start
Yeah.
fighting in terms of substance misuse, in terms of whatever that could be facing
Yeah.
each country or each place or a global place. What we could do, it could be you're helping 2 people, you're helping 3 people. You start from somewhere and we
Spread the
spread the
message.
message
The idea is about
and
spreading the
spread the
message.
love.
Let's spread the message and spread the love. Let's spread the love. Oh wow, that was a very sensitive subject and a very serious one. This needs readdress. This needs everyone to just put their heads together and also help our friends, our colleagues, our loved ones, so that they
And we understand what
stop.
they're
Yeah.
going through as well, and be supportive as a
Yes.
community, as an
Supportive.
individual, as a family, and kind of link them to that help. It might be difficult at first for them to admit, but I think it's kind of
Yes.
pushing for them to get therapy, to get the support they really need.
Yeah. Just to break the ice. Can we
Of
play a game?
course, I'm always
I would
up
love
for
to play a game.
games anytime.
Yeah. So let's play this. We used to call it country game.
It's called
But we're not
knowledge
gonna
game.
stick to countries.
Yeah.
Knowledge game. So let's play the knowledge game. So what we're gonna do is, you know how it's done. So
Yeah.
we pick a letter. Then you write a country that starts with the
Okay.
same letter. What do we have?
So we've got
Car,
name, country,
name,
car,
country,
color.
car,
Yes.
color. So let's
Okay.
play. So I start. I'll pick your letter. I'll pick a letter
Okay.
for you. Yeah.
Don't pick a difficult one, please. Make it very
No.
simple for me.
I have to pick a difficult one because I hate losing.
Okay.
So letter X.
Oh my God, that's not fair. Name Shusha.
That's fair.
There's no country with an X anyway. There's no car with an X. There's no
Yeah.
color with an X.
So each correct answer is worth 10
Okay.
points.
So
how many
name
points did you
Shusha,
score?
country no country, car X trail.
Come on, it's
Color,
Nissan.
no color with an X. I'm not gonna embarrass myself.
So you got a 10. I think extra.
Okay,
I'll
I've
give you a
got
5.
15 points then.
I'll give you a 5 because of course it's an extra, but it's
Okay.
a Nissan. Okay, for me.
I'm thinking of a color. A. Name. Yeah.
For me. What's the
Letter
letter? Letter
Five.
A. Arnold.
I gave you an easy one. Country. 5. Oh,
Angola.
goodness. Car. 5, 4.
Alfa
Is that
Romeo.
even a car? Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Color. 5, 4.
Amber.
Oh, goodness. Mine was very easy. Well done, well done, well done.
Mine was, yeah.
You got
I'm good
40
at this. I
out
tell
of
you, I'm good at
40.
it. And let's try again. I will give you a hard, difficult one. Q.
So why have you been heartless in all of them? Oh,
I'm a
goodness.
I'm a dream chaser.
Name queen. Country. I've got no country with Q. Cuba.
Okay.
There's no
Cuba.
car with Q.
Cuba starts with a
Okay,
with a
color.
C.
Oh, goodness.
Equilibrium.
There's no color with Q. So I've got a 10.
You've got a 10. Oh, wow, you're better at this game.
Okay.
You're better at this game. I'm winning.
Because you just gave me
Give me a
difficult
letter.
colors.
Give me a letter.
Can't even think of a difficult one.
Just think. Let's say A, B, C, D.
W for whiskey.
Whiskey.
5,
So for name,
4,
name.
then
we
country. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Wow. What
1,
country does that
0.
belong
You've lost.
to? Yeah.
We're moving on to the car. 5,
Car.
4, 3,
Wow.
2,
Ah, that's not-
1,
Come on.
0. You've
You.
lost.
Outright.
Then we're moving to color. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. How can you even forget white?
Oh, what?
Even your jumper has got a white color on it.
I wasn't.
Oh
even
my
thinking of
goodness.
White was not. Oh wow, it's difficult when you're playing the game. It's easier.
But you
when
gave me the
not
most
thinking
difficult
about it.
one. But anyway,
I give you the
so
most
are we done?
difficult
Then
one.
we're playing for the third.
I didn't even think of white. Yeah, we're done.
Because you
now.
want to make yourself
Yeah,
win.
I scored the most.
Okay,
on the first-
bravo, you won. You're the winner for today.
Yeah. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's a wrap for first podcast. We'll be throwing some more content. Be sure to watch, subscribe, and like.
And keep your comments. Let us know how you guys are taking it. How are you guys receiving
Yes.
it? Any compliments, any comments,
We have
any
to
other
start.
things that you would want us to change. Feel free to let us know so that these sessions are very interactive and they're very informative and kind of summarizing what we're talking about.
The main goal is to educate and also inspire someone. So I hope we'll be doing that. Every journey begins with one step, and this is our first step. And if you're watching this, you're part of our baby steps to something great, to something big, to something
Of
that you
course.
can tell us what to do. This is the
And
first
look back at this
Yeah.
beautiful
we
story.
have to,
Yes.
we'll be looking back at this episode where we can try to panel it, try to perfect, try so that we give you the content that's very good, isn't it?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
that's nice.
yes, yes.
So I've got a spoiler for one of the coming episodes. We've got young entrepreneurs who are making it in this COVID era. And
Okay.
we'll be talking to one, upcoming young entrepreneur. All fantasy,
In our second
fashion.
session. Oh, yes.
Yeah, go for it.
We're looking forward to having her in the next part. So it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
And at least, like we said, it's going to be
I know a lot
interactive. So we're
a
kind
lot
of
young,
bringing in.
young entrepreneurs going into the fashion business. So it's going to be
Okay.
interesting learning from Go Fantasy how she developed an idea and during the COVID pandemic
And how it's been
and
working.
how it's been working.
And where, yeah, I think there's going to be really, let's not spoil
Let's
a
not
lot of
spoil.
it
Let's
and
not
kind of
spoil it.
let people
Yeah.
find out how it's going to be. I'm sure they're going to really like it and they're going to really like
They're going
her
to enjoy
brand
it.
and what she's doing.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is a wrap. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking the voice. I think everyone agrees she has got the sweetest voice in all the podcasts that you've heard.
Thank you, thank you,
You
thank
don't
you.
thank me. It's not a compliment. It's a fact.
All right, until next time.
Until next time. Adios.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Of course. See you
Yeah.
later. Bye.